All right, time now is 1:12 p.m. on June 20th. Um yeah, slept from 4:45 a.m. to about 12:30. Um yeah, um it's truly the end after yesterday's revelation. Um um there's nothing beyond here. It has truly ended. Um And one last thing is Leslie, honestly. I think I dreamed about her. And in the dream, we were talking to each other really nicely. We were chatting. I don't know why does it have to be so difficult in real life for us to chat. I don't know why. I think it's just going to be likely that, given that for a whole ass month, I have been struggling to speak to her and we have been struggling to, like, speak to each other, and it's been so sour for me mentally. I think it really is best for me to just abandon her and move on as much as I love her, as much as she is like one out of a million. But if she's making me so psychologically tormented, I don't think it's worth it. So I really want to just end it all with a phone call. And of course, we still have to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey together. Unless she canceled her ticket, then in that case, that would be really funny. Um, but yeah, I just need a phone call, end it all off. If I say anything that offends her, well, who cares, right? Who cares anymore? Um, and yeah, I mean, she hasn't made an Instagram story for a while. Maybe she deleted Instagram again. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna call her after the pickup day, I think. Um, you know what? I'll text her something today. I'll text her. I'll ask her if she will be at the campus on Thursday. And if she is, maybe I can talk to her in person. But I feel like it's better in a phone call. Much more confident in a phone call. Um, and then yeah, you know, just let's just end it all. Let's just we've never dated to begin with. Let's just break up. Uh, but not really a breakup because we never dated to begin with. And let's just put this torment to an end. Put my torment to an end. Um, yeah. Um, um, yeah, and then we can move on with our lives. You know, I can move on, and it is what it is. Today I want to just rest and do nothing. Honestly, I'm probably gonna stay in my apartment the whole time, but yeah, I really need to begin working on stuff that I haven't worked on. Driver's license, um, um, moving. IC still not responding to me. I don't know what the fuck happened. Is it because I attached a resume and they filtered that to spam because I attached something suspicious? I don't know. I'm gonna email them again. I'm gonna email them every day. I'm gonna email them 12 times, 13 times if I had to. I'm gonna fucking spam them with emails if I have to. Like, what the fuck? They're just ignoring me. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I guess if the IEC doesn't want me, I'm gonna email the math lab as well. Tova said they do provide opportunity, and I'm fucking good at math, so what do you know? Um, and then yeah, we'll move on and stuff, and um, yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I don't know, it's just yesterday's a pretty fitting end to it all. I mean, I'm officially completely gone from Film 33. I have no affiliation with Professor Cuccio now. And Michelle's going to London today. It's her first time leaving the Americas, so and she told me she's kind of nervous and scared. I'm like, what's to be afraid about? I've been to Europe, I've been to America, I've been to Southeast Asia. I'm from East Asia, and it's like there's nothing to be scared of. Like maybe it's just me. Culture shock just doesn't affect me. Like I can literally go anywhere and I would just like fit in if you give me enough time. Um yeah, that's pretty much it. Just empty nothing. Yeah. Hope the pickup day goes well tomorrow. Um yeah. Yeah. Leslie doesn't even check her WhatsApp. Last time she checked it, it was 10 a.m. yesterday. To be fair, nobody really texts her on WhatsApp other than me. And I think the Indian professor does that too. Um, yeah. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. It is what it is. At least Benny, Ariel, and Cliff have agreed that they're gonna film BTS stuff for me. So at least my influence don't end there. Like Kuchio would be like weirded out, like, why are you guys pulling out your phones and filming so much? And they're like, oh, we're just filming for Enoch. Wait, you're filming for Enoch? I'm doing that too. Wait, you're filming for Enoch? I'm doing that too. And they're all just filming for Enoch. Like my influence still extends beyond the grave. Um, um, yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I need to fall in love with someone else so bad. Hopefully, I find someone equally as interesting, if not more, in USC or something, or just like next semester if I'm lucky. But just like, I mean, Leslie's pretty damn interesting, and she's pretty damn amazing. But I'm sure I'll find another person. You know how like before Leslie, I was like, oh, I'm probably never gonna find someone, and then I did find someone. So maybe I'll find another person. You never know, right? You never know. And maybe that someone is a lot nicer, a lot easier to communicate with. Still as edgy, still as artsy, um, still as pretty. Um, but this time actually good. Doesn't ghost people. Um, yeah. Hopefully that's the case. Um, yeah. And I feel like partially it's my fault. Like, I mean, at the end of day one, I'm like, are you angry at me? And then I started telling her shit like, oh, everyone hates you and people hate me. It's like I'm making pessimism more pessimistic. Um, but I don't know. She's just a bitch. I don't know why, but I get the feeling that she and Crystal may have argued as well. Because I realized this when I called Retablo yesterday, and that is like she doesn't have friends other than Crystal, who is her mother figure. But aside from that, she doesn't actually have close friends. Maybe her roommate, but she literally doesn't hang out with anyone else. She doesn't really reveal her feelings to literally anyone, but maybe Crystal. And then and now Crystal's gone, and she's in Taiwan, or actually Beijing, for I don't know how long, and she's just I don't know. I don't know. Well, just one more phone call and then we're done. One more phone call. Okay, time now is 6:54 p.m. So, I finished watching Ant-Man, the second half. It fucking sucked, and before I pressed play, I basically, did my move. So, again, the final plan is, you know, I'm gonna call Leslie, I'm gonna fucking scream at her, and then we'll just end off our relationship there. Boom, it ends. Um, So, I started my move. I was like, will you be at CMD on Thursday? And she's like, why? Of course, her response is, why? 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 Like, I can't ask a fucking question, okay? So I'm like, well, I'm gonna be there and we need to talk. We need to have a long talk. And he's like, why? And I'm like, well, you said, well, because there are things I want to say to you and there are things you need to say to me. There's like a whole month's worth of talking here. So yes, it's going to be long. And I said, do you prefer a phone call? Because I would prefer a phone call. And she's like, sure. Can I call you now? And I was a little taken back. Like, now? Like, really? Like, where are you? Are you at work? And she's like, why? I'm like, well, if you're at work, then you'll be distracted. Then we can't have a long phone call. So after the Ant-Man movie finished, she's like, you can call me now. And I'm like, okay, here it is. Fuck. Bring it on. So she called me. And then we proceeded to have a 40-something, almost 50-minute long phone call. The end all of all phone calls. The phone call of all times. Really, the phone call of all times. And it started off kind of awkward. Because, yeah, because, I should have recorded that phone call. On God. Because, I didn't know what to say. So she's like, okay, if you have nothing important to say, I'm just gonna hang up. Like, she's still being such a bitch. She's still acting like she's high and mighty. She's like, oh, if you don't have anything important to say, then I'm just gonna hang up. And I'm like, no, it is important. It's important to me. And she's like, well, that's selfish. That's the problem with you. You're so subjective. And you only think about yourself. You don't think about me. Like, this is not important to me. And I'm like, it's a phone call. There's nothing wrong with a phone call. I just want to talk to you. So I started off with, okay, so in Torrance, that's Skylar's house. You went up to Benny and asked him if you wanted to speak to me. What was it you were gonna say? And she said she forgot. Of course she fucking forgot. And she's like, well, when I was on set, my mind is basically blank. I really don't know why I did that. But yeah. She went up to Benny and said whatever. She just forgot. And I'm like, okay, fine. Well, on day one. And then she stopped me. She's like, what's the point of this phone call? Like, what's the result? What's the consequence? What's the expected result of this phone call? Like, you want to ask me something? Like, help me figure out what's the point of this phone call so that I can answer you and then I can hang up. And I told her, hey, that's not the point. I want to talk to you because I have things I want to say to you. I want to talk about my feelings, and then you talk about your feelings. That's the point of this phone call. I want to know about how you feel. So she's like, fine, okay. So she started talking. So I just straight up told her in her face. I just straight up told her, why were you ignoring me? Why were you treating me like this? Why were you so mean to me? And she's like, she said she's not interested in me. She just said it straight up. She said, well, I'm not in love with you. I'm not interested in you. And I'm like, okay. Like, I can see that coming from like 50 miles away. And then she said, it's just still a little heartbreaking to you. And then, She said she didn't speak to me a lot because she doesn't care about human interactions. And I think she said that at least like 50 times in the phone call. She said, yeah, because I don't care about human interactions. Like, her roommate hasn't texted her in like days, in a few days, and she keeps losing her best friends. And yeah, and everyone's gone, and she doesn't care about human interaction. She just doesn't care. She said she knows that I'm deeply in love with her, and she doesn't feel the same way about me. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I can tell. Okay, I can fucking tell. So I went off on a tirade. uh I just started like, I started off with, okay, so the short film shoot, I wanted to speak to you. Maybe it's bad timing, maybe I was mean to you. Also, like, this phone call, a lot of the parts of this phone call, a lot of the things I said are actually heavily rehearsed. So I had a clear head. I know what I was going to say to her. Um, yeah. Um, I I know what I was going to say. I was just like, um, I started off with like, okay, so the confession happened. I'm sorry if I'm too dramatic. It's just my personality. I mean, I took a whole hour to confess to you. Like, the next guy or girl who confess to you, like, they will not take 1 hour. And I laughed a little bit because I'm supposed to laugh after that. Um, and then I said, maybe it was partially my fault because like literally day one of the shoot, and I told you like, oh, you know, everyone hates you. Ken told me everyone hates you, and that's not a very nice thing to say. But she also wasn't acting really nice to me either. Um, and yeah. Um, and then I just went off and I just said, well, on day five this happened. You're like, why? I wanted to speak to you, but you're like, why? And I got so frustrated that I got angry, and I told her that she deserves an award for making me angry because it's really difficult to make someone like me angry. Like, she deserves a medal or something. And then I took a break from her. That's why I didn't speak to her, because I needed a break because it's so frustrating. Speaking to her is so frustrating. And then I almost changed my mind because in Torrance she, wanted to speak to me, and then the next day she wanted to speak to me. But I still wanted to take a break. And then there's this 10-day silence period where it's just a waiting game. Like, it's just a waiting game, and it's so stupid. So that's why I came to CMD in person to talk to her. And then even after that, she still doesn't text me all that much. And I told her how lonely I felt. And I said it's bad. And I said it feels really bad to be lonely. And she said, "Oh, I don't care. I like being lonely." And I'm like, "Don't you feel alone?" And she's like, "Don't you?" I asked her, "Don't you feel lonely?" And she's like, "I don't feel lonely. I don't care. I like being lonely." And I'm like, "Well, I don't." So I told her my backstory, like how back in secondary school I used to be super lonely and I used to have no friends. And I came here, and one of the reasons why I came here is to make friends, like literally, like to just like know more people and talk to them. And she's like, "Well, I'm sorry. I just like being alone and I don't like human interaction. I just don't care. I just think about work, and then I go to sleep, eat nothing, eat air, get hurt, and then work and nothing and join sets." And and yeah, and then I'm like, "Well, you should take care of yourself." And then she says she doesn't care about taking care of herself. And then she told me that I shouldn't fall in love with her because she doesn't care about human interactions, and I should just love someone else because she says she's a bad person, and that she's like not good at this at all. And I'm like, yeah, I can tell. But that's the thing. I wish I could fall in love with a dumb, basic blonde who uses TikTok and drinks Starbucks and has an IQ of 80. But I can't because I like mentally unstable, fucked up girls. And she's like, well, that's your fault. And I'm like, yeah, I know, that's my fault. But I can only talk to these like mentally unstable girls. I can only have deep conversations with girls like this because I literally can't have a conversation with anyone else. Like have a deep ass conversation. And I told her, like, one of the reasons why I fell in love with you is because I thought you would understand me, but I'm wrong. You just don't. And she's like, yeah, and I don't care. She acts so high and mighty. But I also screamed at her. Oh my god, she just sent me a link. And she said, I don't care about human interactions. Like, I don't care about other people's feelings. I made Gustavo cry, right? You know that? And I said, yes, I know. You said he has terrible work ethic. That's stupid. You should be nice. Like, not only nice to me, because that's like, oh, just be nice to me. Don't be nice to other people. No, be nice to everyone in the world, please. And she accepted that. She's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. It's just, it's my fault, yes. And even Birkin said I have bad attitude. Like, even Birkin said she has bad attitude. And I'm like, yes! Like, okay, fine, it's your personality. You don't have to be nice to everyone. You can be mean. But at least be nice to the people who trust you and people who care about you. Because there are people who care about you. At least be nice to them. Well... And at some point I just said, like, I feel bad. I feel terrible. Speaking to her is so frustrating. It's like psychological torture. It's so fucking bad. And it's like I can't sleep nowadays. I got insomnia. I said film 33 and you gave me insomnia because I keep thinking about you. And then I have nightmare. And then next morning I wake up and I still think of you. It's like a disease. And then she's like, well, you're mentally not strong. You're not strong. And you know what? I'll take that. I'm a fucking man. I'm a 20-year-old guy. She's 18. I'm just going to be real with her. I'm just going to tell her, like, hey, what's wrong with that? If I am mentally strong, then I wouldn't be able to write all these poems and all these scripts. It's called being artistic. There's nothing wrong with that. And she's like, oh, okay. I bet she didn't see that coming. She and her 18-year-old immature, childish ass. And I said, look, I care about you. Okay, I care about you. I don't want to see you get hurt. I don't want to see you starve yourself. And then she said every single hour she thinks about killing herself. And I say, don't. Like, you should take care of yourself because, like, you keep doing this. 1 month, 2 months, half a year, 2 years. You're just ruining your own life. Just eat good food and sleep more, please. I care about you. And then she said, yes, I know, and you're a good person. And she asked me if she could help me because I feel bad. And I don't know if she's being sarcastic or not, but yeah, I'm like, no, there's nothing you can do. And there's nothing I can do to help her either. I told her, like, there are so many things I could do for her. Like, I know I'm not a great chef, but at least I cook for her. At least I could, like, clean her room. And she said, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to pass on that. And I'm like, yeah, well, I can't do anything now. Like, we could have done so much together. But I can't do anything now because you're making it so difficult. And she said, like, difficult what? Like, difficult for what? And I'm like, difficult interacting with you. You're making it so fucking difficult. And she keeps saying, well, yeah, I don't care about human interactions. I don't even text my mom because I hate my mom. And I'm like, yeah, well, I just called my dad. I didn't speak to my dad for half a year. And last Sunday, I called my dad because I know he cares about me. If I wake up every morning waiting for her to text me, and even though I don't care about speaking to my family cares about me. That's why I text them. That's why I fucking talk to them. Because it's called being nice. It's called human decency. Because it's nice to talk to the people who care about you. And she just doesn't understand that. So yeah, at the end I just said, I wish you would have said no when I confessed to you. Why did you have to play with my feelings like that? And she's like, I'm sorry. I asked her, why did you say yes? And she said, well, uh, she said, she wants to know what happens next because she wants to expect something fun out of this or something. And I'm like, well, no matter how I acted after that, it doesn't even matter. You won't like it. And she's like, wow, you're smart. You're smart for figuring this out. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't fucking matter because you don't even know what you want. And she's like, yeah. Again, I don't know if she's being sarcastic for calling me smart, but okay. I'll take it. And I tried to change the topic. I'm like, okay, how about the breathless? You haven't edited that right? And she's like, yeah, and I don't care. And the funny thing is, I can't just like completely cut off my relationship with her after this because we still have to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey together on June 30th. And I said, well, you know, it's 10:30 p.m., right? The screening of 2001: A Space Odyssey is like 10:30 p.m. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, you're still going, right? And she's like, yeah. And I said, yeah, I have to go. Like, I don't know when's the next chance. And she's like, what do you mean by chance? And I said, well, I don't know when is the next time a theater is going to play 2001: A Space Odyssey. Yeah, it's a good cry. But yeah, you know, I love her and she's perfect for me, you know? But she's just not like, she just made herself so that she's not available, so that she can't date anyone and she can't have a relationship with literally anyone, not even friendships, like nothing. She made herself this way. And it's pointless to go any further because she blocked herself from literally anyone else around her. So I'm gonna officially put an end to this and move on. So the next girl I fall in love with, I will have to tell her, well, I fall in love with two girls before, but it's not just like a quick fall in love. Like both of these girls are also really intense for me. And hopefully the next girl I fall in love with won't be Chinese to avoid the political complications. And hopefully I find someone who is just as interesting, if not more. Um, fuck. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Um, yeah. And she said, you know, she can still be good friends with me, but at this point it's too late. You've ruined everything. Like she also noticed that before the confession we talked to each other and it's fine, but now we hardly, according to her, we hardly talk to each other. And every 5 minutes, he's like, "Is that make sense?" She doesn't say, "Does that make sense?" She's like, "Is that make sense?" It's like she's trying to school me. Bitch, don't school me. Okay? It's your problem too. Um, and I told her that that's your fucking problem. It's a phone call, and I'm calling you to chat. This isn't supposed to be a I ask a question, you say an answer, I ask a question, you say an answer, and then boom, it's done. We talk. That's the fucking point of a phone call. This is not supposed to be a work thing. Like this call isn't like a some sort of process. Like no, it's we're supposed to talk. We're not having a phone call just so that the call would end. We're having a phone call so that we could talk. And that's your problem. So everything's been put to an end now. Everything's been put to an end. We'll watch 2001: Space Odyssey together, and then that's a done deal. I don't know what's gonna happen afterwards. I try my best not to care. I'm gonna try my best to like look for someone else. I don't know. It's really difficult. It's really, really difficult. But it is what it is, It is what it is. Yeah. Um and she just sent me a link of 16 personalities. Bitch, I don't believe in that shit. That's pseudoscience. But it's good that both Film 33 and Leslie are settled. The two things that's literally boggling me and destroying my mental health every single day. I don't have to worry about that from now on. It's resolved. Again, I love Leslie, and I will still love her, and I will keep loving her until I love someone else. Just the same with Mary. Honestly, like before I met Leslie, I would still think about Mary. Like, ooh, not as much because I'm in the U.S. of A. now, but I still think of her. But yeah, yeah. I think what it does is that it's going to render the fat off of the pork, and the fat is going to float up. As you can see, there's a little layer of oil on top. It's going to float up, and it's going to help make the pork more lean and easier to cook through, I guess. So yeah, for 1 hour, for 1 minute. Okay, so here we go, folks. Let's grab a bit of apple, half a slice, and then a little bit of pork. And then with the soup, let's try this. It smells good. Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right, so time now is 12 after midnight, 12:02. Yeah, finished dinner, which is quite special today. We have yakisoba from Nijia Market. We have a little fried lettuce, and most importantly, the apple pear soup, which turned out really well, way better than I thought. And I think that's mainly because of the red dates. The 4 red dates that I added to the soup really gave it the main flavor it needed. But yeah, it is what it is. So, I don't know how to feel, man. I really don't. I mean, in one breath, I'm sad. In another breath, I'm relieved that this is finally over, that my psychological torment with her is finally over. Um, right after the call ended, she immediately sent me a link of like 16 personalities quiz. And then I'm like, oh my god, not this quiz. Like, it's not even accurate science. I mean, but I think I'm an ISFJ. And then a little bit later, she sent me a photo of her food that she's eating, which is rice with bits of pork. And then like she even sent me a photo of a view once photo, a photo where you view once, and then it's gone. And I thought to myself, holy shit, like what is she sending me? I know she's not gonna send me nudes or something, but like I gotta capture it. So I used a screen recording app. I didn't use the in-phone screen recorder. I used a screen recording app, and that didn't work either because that app is smart enough, and I'm scared that that would notify her. So that was a little embarrassing. But yeah, so I think this is just her attempt at being nice. Like she hadn't done that, like randomly sending me texts of meaninglessness to me in a while. I think that's just her attempt at being nice. And then that's it. It's over. And I thought she would go to sleep. In the call, she did say that she's just going to sleep now. So I made an Instagram post of myself, me taking a photo of myself through a mirror and attached to a very dark and sad poem about the film industry. And I almost forgot that Professor Crucio follows me, but at this point, it doesn't even fucking matter because, like, you know, I'm not gonna be in that guy's class anymore. I hope I never see that guy even. So it doesn't matter anymore. And Leslie saw my post but didn't like it. I reposted it onto my story and she didn't like it. And then at the end, I just sent her another friendly text. I took a picture of my soup and said I made soup, and that's it. And she didn't respond either. I don't care anymore. So, okay. What are you doing? So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's really, the fan is actually astonishing. How noisy my laptop is. It's actually astonishing. Um, yeah, so I don't really know how I feel. I really just, what comes next will be a very long grieving period. Like, it took me like half a year to fully process Mary and moving on from her. And I guess it's going to take me like also half a year to fully process to move on from Leslie. Um yeah. And the thing is, I don't want to hold out hope anymore. Like, I love her so much and she's so perfect for me. Like, I really highly doubt that I'll find another girl like her. And yeah, after Mary, I said like, oh well, I'll never find another girl like Mary, and that's true. But if Mary didn't exist, I would go for Natalie. And honestly, Leslie is kind of like Natalie. Natalie overworks herself. Natalie drinks a lot. She doesn't smoke. Um, um, and Natalie for a while was very like antisocial and very like unpredictable and mentally unstable. Leslie's kind of like Natalie. Not gonna lie, but yeah. Truth be told, Leslie's just like one in a million. Honestly, it's so difficult to find someone like her. And I really, really highly doubt that I'll fall in love with another person. And another sad thing is like this really fucked me up. Like now I'm gonna like towards the future I'm gonna have an even harder time trying to find a girlfriend or trying to like a girl because this really psychologically like fucked me up even more. As if Mary hasn't done enough damage, this is even worse. I feel like I flew too close to the sun and now I'm just scared of the sun. So yeah, I really don't know. Leslie says she still wants to be friends with me, which is great. But this type of phone call, I don't think she realized this, but this type of phone call is like the end of the relationship phone call. Like this type of phone call is like complete ending. Like even for friendships, like it just ends. She even said I have a bright future because I got accepted by USC and stuff. Like, please don't say that shit to me. And I can't believe in the beginning of the phone call I got schooled by her. Like she acts so high and mighty, and she's 2 years younger than me, and she's like, if it's not important, I'll hang up. Like, bro, come on. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just that's it. This is it. This is the end. I don't know. So it doesn't really matter anymore because she says she doesn't like me, and I don't know. There are still some conflicting signals. Like on the Thursday before the shoot, she told Tyler that she wants to date someone here in America. And I'm sure if I ask her that now, she would just say, well, at that point, I don't know what the fuck I was saying. Because she never knows what she's saying. She never has an idea what she's saying. She's so much of a mess. Um, yeah, so, yeah, and again, maybe I don't want to hold out hope. I'm just going to completely 100% give up on her. Doesn't mean I'll forever stop texting her. I'll still text her if she wants. If we were to remain friends, I'll text her like once a week or something. And she even said it herself. Like, real couples, real normal couples, they don't text each other like once a month. And I'm like, yeah, of course they don't. Why do you have to text me so rarely? Um, but yeah, I don't know. But maybe she's at this moment she also doesn't know what she means. And maybe when I asked her what did she want to say to me in Torrance, and she said she forgot, but actually she didn't forget, and maybe she at some point actually liked me, but couldn't doesn't know, and maybe now she really doesn't like me. Um, maybe in the future she'll change her mind again. I don't know, but yeah, yeah. In any case, there's that, and it's gonna end like that, I guess. I don't know. I guess I just really need I really desperately need a therapist right now, like really just to process all these thoughts. Like I guess the first things like when I was in love with Mary, I did fantasize a lot, but I know for sure that those fantasies will not come true. But with Leslie, I did think that they will come true. Things like, oh, I'm going to cook for her, I'm going to clean her room for her, we're going to get lost in the city together and listen to music together. And now I need to give up all those like dreams and hopes. Second of all, I need to be not obsessed with romance again. I need to reset. Go back to the beginning of my life here. Go back to round one. And this is a great reset. And just like start humble and start small and start quiet all over again. Even though I can't do that because I still have one more semester in this college. But everything is just reset now. And then yeah, and then another thing is just yeah, um I don't know. I guess the best way is really to stay away from her because she would just constantly remind me that she exists. Maybe I'll decide not to take Film 41. It's funny because a few days ago, I think a couple days ago, I got an email saying that Film 41 has an open seat, and I immediately turned on my laptop, and it was like 1 p.m. and I just woke up. I turned on my laptop and I was gonna enroll in it, and it's too late already. It's been 8 minutes since I've received that email, and someone else already took that seat from me. But I'm glad I'm not enrolled. So I'm gonna crash the first class, but if at that point I and Leslie are on friendly terms, then I'll continue. If it's still awkward, then you know what? Fuck it. I'll drop it. Doesn't matter. Um, and yeah, it's just a shame. I guess on the bright side of things, it's that maybe the next girl I like, God, if I do like another person, um would not be Chinese, so that politically it wouldn't be as complicated. Hopefully a Hong Konger. Hopefully, maybe we can really reset back to square one, back to round one when I thought to myself, okay, like at least I want my first person to be a Hong Konger so that I would know what it's like to, be with one. And then we can expand from there, like, if we break up or something. But yeah, Leslie even like said, date someone else, like someone who studies psychology or something. And I'm like, no, like, no, it's just sad. Like, how the fuck did she have a crush on Theo? Well, to be fair, she kind of thinks Theo's stupid now. She probably think higher of me than Theo, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. There is just a lot of grieving, a lot of processing is going to take place in the next few months. It's going to be a very slow process, but I'll survive it, and I'll have to go on and be successful and shit, you know? There's really nothing I can do. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know when is the exact moment I really moved on from Mary. Because in March of 21, when she got a boyfriend, I was still upset by it. I think it was like near the end, near October of 2021, when suddenly I really care about, you know, like leaving. That's when I started to really think about something else and not Mary. But yeah, it's the end of my relationship with Leslie. It really is the end. I don't know how the fuck are we gonna meet each other and watch 2001: A Space Odyssey together. It would be like the first non-date I ever have because it's just me and the girl I like, but then on friendly terms after a very ugly phone call. Um, so yeah, and that's gonna be what 11 days from now. What the fuck am I gonna do? Also, Ariel texted me this morning asking me if I want a PA this weekend. And Thomas called me asking me to join him on Saturday. Sure, throw me shit. I don't want to be stuck here in my apartment because, as far as I know, I'll be stuck here tomorrow all over again. So, I don't know. What the fuck should I do tomorrow? Should I go out? I think I should go out and do something, adventure, whatever. Yeah. Also, immediately after the phone call, I suddenly had the energy and the motivation to copy and paste all the Chinese subtitles onto my short film. I hope she sees my short film at least. I really do. And, you know, I really need to abandon this way of thinking, like, oh, I hope she does. She sees this. I hope she does this. Like, I just keep thinking, oh, what about her? What about her? What about her? You know, I just need to move on. I don't even think that about Mary right now. Like, I don't even think, oh, maybe I could, you know, be with Mary. I remember how, like, back in 2021, I would speak to myself and I would say, oh, if Mary's right outside my door right now, I would fall to my knees and cry. Well, if Mary's right outside my door right now, I wouldn't do that. If Leslie's outside the door right now, I would be pretty shocked, but I would also, like, be like, okay, what do you want now? Because it's sort of ruined with her, you know. I don't know, and at the end, I guess my ultimate conclusion is that she's a monster. Um, Leslie, I saw Mary as a goddess. She seems like a supernatural entity. Leslie seems way more real, simply because I get to interact with her a lot more. But she is a monster. She cuts off her connections with literally everyone. And it's her problem, and I can't fix it, so I'm leaving it. I tried to fix it. I told her to be nice, but she isn't, and it is what it is. But I don't want to date conventional normal girls. That's another thing. Another sad thing is like, I like Leslie. I like the type of girl that is like her, problematic, mentally unstable. But she really is too unstable to have a relationship completely. Like, she even almost went to her, like, origin story when I called her. When I asked her, like, don't you feel lonely? And she said that, well, I was here since I was 14 years old. I came to this country when I was 14 years old, and I've been lonely ever since. I've been alone ever since, and I'm fine. She almost, like, got to her origin story and whatever. Which would be interesting, but, yeah. I don't know, I just, I don't know. And throw back to, the last time I hung out with Natalie back in January, um, and I was like, you know, I want to date someone who's like mentally unstable, like edgy, but also like, you know, nice. And Natalie's like, that's impossible. Maybe she's right. Maybe she's right. It's 12:59. Honestly, I'm not in the mood to watch a movie. I'm not in the mood to do anything right now. It's just times like this I just really need to call a friend or something. I'm not gonna stay here tomorrow. I want to just go out and treat myself well. I'm gonna go to Westwood and buy myself boba, like I just need to just like move on or some shit, you know? Um yeah, this is really tough. Yeah, how to describe the sadness? It's not intense sadness anymore. It's just a lingering pain, lingering stain, lingering sting. And I don't know. I just yeah, I think it's a bad idea that I'm seeing her again on June 30th. I mean, I should just call it off. I don't know. I just I wish today would, I would just straight up go to USC today or something and just start a new life there and immediately like just move on, like now is not a great time. Um Feels like a breakup. It isn't even a breakup. It's just yeah. And I bet she doesn't even feel that bad. I feel really bad. I bet she doesn't even feel that bad. Um, I mean, I finished editing my short film, like the final version, the one where I avoided all the copyright and fixed. I added the Chinese subtitles. Um, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just got to do something tomorrow. I just got to go off. I'm gonna go to Westwood and buy myself boba, and then I will I don't know. Maybe I should ask Potter to hang out. I don't know. Maybe I should ask I don't know. I just can't be alone no more, I just got to go out there and do something. Yeah. Yeah, I really don't know what to do. It's kind of fucked up. Like I wish my first relationship. It's not even my first relationship. Like it was never official, but it felt like it, and it's just I wish it didn't end this poorly, Really fucked up my idea of what a relationship is. Really fucked it up. Yeah. Just yeah. I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's 3:58. I had to distract myself with something. I watched half an episode of Succession. I'm gonna go take a shower and go to sleep now. I just cried again. I just cried again. It's so easy for me to cry. Like when I called her this morning, not this morning, like today. I also didn't expect myself to cry. I thought I would be composed, but no, it's so bad. I'm just thinking like how the hell do I avoid her? Like with Mary it's easy cuz I just don't see her, period, because I'm gone because I can't see her because she's in Baptist University. But I have to keep seeing Leslie for about another semester. I don't even want to say her name anymore. I can say Mary because Mary's not her real name. Uh, can't see. Oh no. I feel like not calling Mary by her real name kind of helped, so I'm just gonna. I want to say the monster, but it's kind of goofy to say, oh, I'm not seeing the monster anymore. Uh, the monster and the detective. I don't know. It's like being friends with her is is gonna suck even more than just straight up not be with her, because being friends with her will remind me, like I went to Reddit to search like how to deal with breakup, and people, I'm glad I'm not the only one, and like people had like pro tips and shit like month number 1, it's going to be the worst month. Month number 2, it's going to start settling in. Month number 3, it's going to be the calm. And month number 4, and it usually takes about half a year, like around 6 months to complete the, the move on, And today hurts the most because it's day 1. Hopefully tomorrow hurts a little less. It's just so tough not to think of her. It's so fucking tough because every single minute I can drink a cup of water and I'll think of her. Like, it's so bad. It's so fucking bad. I really want to talk to someone about this. I really need to talk to someone about this. It's so bad. It's, yeah. I'm crying again. Just for fuck's sakes. I don't know, it's so, I just can't imagine a world without her. I think that's the toughest part. It's just the emptiness. I mean, I don't feel the same way about Mary, so I know I can move on, but the thing is, like, Mary belongs to the past world, right? This is different. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I probably won't be able to sleep tonight, honestly. I need to occupy myself with something. I gotta go out tomorrow. I just spent, like, minus the Korean barbecue, I spent the last 5 days in my apartment not doing anything, sulking. I gotta distract myself and do something. I'm gonna go to Westwood. I'm gonna walk there because apparently I have to pay for the bus tickets now. So I'm just gonna walk there, buy a boba. I don't know. I'll watch Asteroid City, maybe. No, probably a bad idea. I can't enjoy any movies right now. I'll go to the beach and look at the ocean, but then I'll think about her. Because if I look at nothing, then I'll start thinking about her. I gotta distract myself with something that will distract me, like music and movies. Yeah. I'm probably not gonna take Film 41 because I'll be seeing her. Unless I moved on by then. And in that case, I think that would be quite tough. I don't know. I want to get hired, get a job. I just want to move on, man. This is really bad. This is actually really bad. This is official. I don't know what's gonna happen to me for the rest of the year, but this is the worst day of my life, I think. I mean, the last week has been the worst week of my life in the year so far. And I think the worst week since, I don't know, since a while ago. Yeah. It's been a while since I've been this emotionally disturbed. Yeah. I'm going to bed. Alright, time now is 1:17 p.m. on June 21st. Yeah, slept from 4:15 to 1 p.m. basically. Surprisingly, I fell asleep quite fast. And I didn't wake up like 5 times in the middle. I think crying helps because crying is tiring. I don't know. I want to say today's day 2 since the breakup, but I read on Reddit that counting the days will not help and it'll only make it worse. So yeah, it's whatever. Um, I'm gonna try my best to not think about her. I don't want to mention her name either. Um, yeah, I don't know. One of the advice I read is think about the bad times, don't think about the good times. Of course, you get the we wrote Breathless together, and the day of the confession was particularly great. It was like the height of my life, the peak. But um, think about the bad times. Think about the shoot, the why, the day 5, the why should I talk to you? Why? Think about that. Um think about the fact that she uses Xiaohongshu, which is a CCP sponsored app. Think about that. Uh, think about how she's just not willing to respond to texts. You know, that's why it had to end. Think about the bad times. Don't think about the good times. Think about the bad times. Um, yeah, it's a little better, but don't project. Don't think about the could've and the would'ves. She could have gone to my room and read my diary. She would have been the first person to touch my diaries since I've come to this country, and I would be honored to let her touch it. But no, no, could have, would have. Don't project. Don't think about that. No. Um. Yeah, it still hurts a lot. It still hurts like a lot. Um. I don't know. I just need to distract myself with something else today. I think I'm gonna go to Westwood and buy myself boba. Um, I kind of want to just walk there, but it's a very long walk. I'm fine walking back home, so I think I'll just take a bus there and buy boba. And I think I'll walk around. I'll walk around UCLA campus. Hell, I'll walk around UCLA campus. I'll text Potter and ask him if he wants to hang out and when. I just gotta distract myself with something. Um, but yeah, boba's a nice thing to do. Fuck. As I'm speaking, they're probably in Malibu filming. Again, doesn't matter anymore. Doesn't matter. Doesn't care. I gotta remind Cliff to film BTS though. That's for sure. Um. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's it for today. Um. I'm still gonna be taking a break from YouTube because I'm still not well. I don't feel well, and I desperately need to talk to someone about this because it really hurts. And if I don't do that, then I'm gonna constantly cry every 5 minutes, and that's like not good. Like right now. Um, fuck. Just oh, distract myself. What's a fun thing to do? Uh, um, fucking. I don't know. Santa Monica Plaza. The fucking thing is, like, a lot of people I know are back in Hong Kong. I don't have close friends, I realize, aside from Cliff, but he's always busy. And then Michelle, when Michelle's in London. I don't really hang out with Pepper anymore, but if I do, well, I can't because she's in Hong Kong. Ken is in Taiwan. There's ever a lot of people are not even in fucking LA. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna call Bertablo more. He's a reliable guy. But if anyone, I think I can hang out with Potter. Um, yeah, yeah. I think that's a good thing. Yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. I guess I'll just continue to edit my short film. I'll edit the trailer. I finished the teaser trailer yesterday. I don't know. I just had to do something. I guess. I finished the vertical teaser, which I think looked pretty good. The actual short film is done, like the final cut. I tried to lace the official music on top of the fake copyright avoiding music, but it didn't work. YouTube immediately recognized it and copyright blocked it. So I had to use the fake copyright avoiding version of the Ghost in the Shell montage. Uh, yeah. Um, oh fuck. I don't know. I'm not gonna watch The Exorcist with her. I'm not gonna watch Old Boy with her. I wish I could watch it with Cliff though. I think that's at least better than no one. But it's like the type. It's like a date movie, you know. Oh fucking hell! Fucking hell! Yeah, after June 30th, I'm done with her. Like, I need at least 1 month's break from her, at least 1.5 months, just to focus on something else. Focus on reading, drawing. Focus on working on myself, moving. Um, yeah, yeah, just focusing on something else. And yeah, I think that's that. Um, yeah, and God, I hope I fall in love with someone else. Um, last night I think about how it all started. I think it's just like during the breaks of Film 33, I constantly look for her during the breaks because I know that she also had a class. Um, at that point it wasn't love. It was just uh, curiosity. Like she's like a side character who's kind of edgy and interesting, and you just want to find her to talk a little bit, maybe. Um, breath of fresh air. I think that's how it all started, and then yeah, I don't know. I feel like part of the reason why I fell in love with her, honestly, is because of Film 33. Like, I just really needed to depend on someone and love someone because I'm going through such a strong psychological process that is Film 33. I think I just really needed to find someone, so maybe after this class is over, I don't fucking need her, you know? Don't think about the could'ves and would'ves, don't project. Think about the bad times, not the good times. Don't think about her, distract yourself. I can survive this, man. I have to survive this. Um, time now is 3:03 p.m. I cried again. Uh, yeah, it hurt so much. It really hurt so much. I don't know. It's really tough. It's really tough to move on. It really hurts a lot. Um, um, I want to leave something for her. I want to give her something. I want to just as a last goodbye, on June 30th. I don't know. I need to think of what to give her, and then that's it. And then I'm done, and then I won't be seeing her for a while. I want to give her something. I don't know, but I have several more things to ask her. I want to ask her like about how she feels about me in general. Um, like has she ever expected that I will fall in love with her, and also yeah, just I don't know. Yeah, and then I want to ask her a small thing, like why are there two rings on your fingers, or why did she say she wanted to date someone when she spoke to Tyler? Um, yeah, but I want to give her something, just like how the other girl gave her an emerald necklace. I want to give her something, and then so be it, you know, so be it. Um, if I have bought Pepper something, I might as well get her something. I don't have to buy it, but it's just I want to give her something. Uh, yeah. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. Um, yeah. I don't know. I'm not really in the mood for boba, but I desperately need to go outside and have a walk and listen to music. Um, because I've been stuck here for the last God knows how many days, and I need to go out and have a walk. So here's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna watch the rest of the Succession episode. And then after that I'll go out for a walk. I don't even know what to eat for lunch, honestly. Uh, Probably I don't know. I'll figure it out. Yeah. It's 6:30. It's 4:38. I want to cry again. It's like the third time I'm crying today. Uh. I just really need to speak to someone, you know? It's funny, I just spent like an hour eating breakfast and I watched half an episode of Succession. It was great. And then after it ended, I want to cry again. Uh, I don't know. I'm gonna like before I leave her for real, I'm gonna tell her to keep one promise for me, to do one last thing for me. Uh, and she's gonna be like, well, what is it? Maybe I will refuse, you know? Because she's probably thinking, can you kiss me or some shit like that? No. I'll ask her to remember me because that's the thing. If I could see Mary again and I could say one thing to her, I would just say, remember me. And that's already good enough. Like, you don't have to speak to me anymore, you don't have to see me anymore ever in life, but just remember me. Just, uh just don't ever forget about me, you know? The detective, remember me. Uh, uh, yeah, and that's all I needed her to do. Uh, just to remember me. I can't believe it. It would have been so perfect. And here I am again with the would have and could have. I'm gonna go to Westwood now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck to eat for lunch. I got ramen. Maybe I'll eat that. Alright, here I am at Westwood. Alright, there we go. This is my treat for myself today. Let's walk home. Time now is 10:28 p.m. I'm gonna be filming a lot of these vlogs because I want to really document myself. going through this entire process. New thought came out, and that is, first of all, time went by really fast today. I got the boba, came back home, and it was like 7:30, and I rested a little. I had a stomachache. I went to the bathroom, and then boom, it's already 10:30. Fuck. Um, Time just moves very fast when you have nothing to do. So Cliff DM'd me about today's shoot, and the Cruccios made an Instagram story saying, "Oh, it's a wrap," and everyone's in it. Cliff's in it, and she's in it, and I saw her, and I feel a little bad, but I'm slowly moving on. And Cliff told me it went well. It was difficult because the sun was really strong, but it went well overall. She forgot to bring the Nucleus remote focus, so Cliff had to pull focus manually by the focus ring. And also the Indian professor were wearing sunglasses, and he thought the monitor wasn't working, but it's just the sunglasses polarizing the monitor. And I know that from experience, because when I put my sunglasses on and I use my camera, I can't see the monitor because of the fucking polarizing effect, you know? No, but a thought came to mind, and that is, one of the ways I moved on from Mary is to dehumanize her. She sort of ascended to a supernatural entity by the end of you know. I think around summer of 2021, I started to envision her as a goddess of the ocean. She is cloud, she is rain, she is the sea. I hear her voice in the ocean, and I see her smile in the clouds. You know, she is the entire fucking water cycle. Similarly, Natalie is the goddess of electricity, because Natalie and Mary sort of mirrors each other. But the thing is, I talk to Natalie now, and she's very much a real person, so I wouldn't think, oh my god, she is electricity, you know. But Natalie is definitely electricity. Natalie is lightning. Natalie is electrons, you know. And it's pretty fitting for her. For Leslie, she is the monster. You know, I always try to pinpoint her to an animal. Like, a couple months ago, I thought of her as a jellyfish. And then Michelle sort of reaffirmed that by saying, yeah, she's like a jellyfish. She's soft and unpredictable, and she stings. And then at some point I thought she's like a stray cat because of the way she acts. And she also loves cats. In the phone call, she said she would rather spend the rest of her days with cats than like with human beings. And even her only Instagram post is just cats. In love, but cats. In some ways, she is like, I don't know, her build is kind of like a gorilla or a monkey, because she's so tough and she just swings around. Some people even think she's a robot. I mean, I think Tyler said, you know, if you were a robot, I wouldn't be surprised. And I just realized that she is all of these at once. Sometimes she's like a bird, jumps around, tweets around. Sometimes she's like a fish. You know, when I let her go in the editing bay, she was like a fish being let go. So she is a monster. She is a combination of all creatures. All animals. And yeah. And given the Buddhist slash Hinduist headspace that I've been putting myself in the last few days, to me she's like a monster with 4 faces and 8 arms. One arm is holding a C-stand, one arm is holding a sandbag, one arm is holding a set of gaff tape, one arm is holding an apple box, one arm is holding a Sony Venice, one arm is holding a Cooke 15mm lens, one arm is holding fucking matte box, and then one arm is holding a sandbag. I think I've said that already. I don't know. And her furs are colorful. Um, Blue, red, magentas, and she's not from this world. She's not from this land. You know, she came from a faraway land, abandoned by her parents, and she has to cross the biggest ocean to come to the other side of the world. And the detective came to see her and was mesmerized um, by her mystery, and asked her if she could hold his hand. And she said she has only 8 hands and not 9. And she can't put down these equipment because she loves filmmaking too much. So 1 month later, she said no, and the detective has nothing to say, nothing to offer. And all the detective can do is to watch her go back to her cave. At the college campus, there's a door that leads underground to a cave, and that's it. And she's never seen again. Um, Very fitting. I'm going to dehumanize her. I'm gonna draw her as a monster, as a 4-faced, 8-armed monster. Um, that's the only way I can move on to make this whole thing a myth, a folk tale. The same way I and the ocean, or the detective and the ocean, sort of parted ways. Um, the ocean washes and drifts away, and yeah, and gave life to me on the day I had to take a biology exam, because without water, there's no life. She tastes the rain, you know. The goddess of the ocean, the monster. Who's next? I don't know. But that's a thought. That's a good thought. I like it. All right. Time now is 12:50. After midnight, I just finished dinner, which is a couple of chicken drumsticks, bowl of rice, and Anesia corn salad. I was just gonna like after dinner just film myself talk and then just like watch a movie and go to bed, but of course I had to cry again, so I just cried a small tiny cry. It's uncontrollable. It's uncontrollable. It's actually uncontrollable. Like I can cry at any given second. Uh I don't know. I distracted myself while I was eating dinner. I was like looking at drawing videos and art videos because I'm really into drawing right now. But after dinner, after washing the dishes, uh, I think of her again. My mind just naturally floats towards her, and uh, I looked at Instagram. Ariel made an Instagram story, and in the Instagram story, Ariel is hugging her, and they both look happy, and I just thought to myself that she wouldn't understand how I feel. To her, it's just regular. To me, it's like the end of the world, and I feel really bad. And I feel like nobody understands how bad I feel. I know a lot of people have gone through emotions like this, and I'm definitely not the only one, but at this moment in time, um, I feel like nobody really understands my pain. And that got me kind of emotional, I suppose. Okay, deep breaths. Yeah, today hurts just as much as yesterday, honestly. Maybe a little better, because yesterday was like the impact, for the realization that it really is completely over. Um, and today is more like the day after the realization, which is also terrible. But I don't know. I I don't know. Time moved pretty fast today. Like it's about to be 1 a.m. soon. Uh, Goddamn. Uh, Shit. Yeah. So let's not think of her. I don't know. I was just another thing I was thinking about was actually the last thing I'm going to say to her after 2001: A Space Odyssey screening was you know, can you do something for me? Remember me forever. But another thing I would actually, but that's kind of selfish, right? So another thing I would like to ask her to do is just to like stay alive, like be healthy, because you deserve to live. You know, you don't deserve to die. Uh, uh, um, yeah, so I guess I would be asking her to do two things, not one. So there goes my epic monologue. Um, yeah, okay, oh man. All this crying is making me lose water, so I'm getting thirsty all the time. Yeah, I guess two more things would be Potter. I DM'd Potter this afternoon asking him if we could hang out without telling him why, but I will tell him why. And he's like, sure, let's hang out. I said I'm free tonight, and next time I'm free would maybe Friday. I'm definitely free next week. And he said Friday. Let's do Friday. And I'm like, sure. I'm not sure, but yes. If I can do this Friday, then I'll for sure go for this Friday. Next thing is I texted Tova and asked her about tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit emotionally difficult for me because I'll be heading back to CMD, and chances are I'll be seeing her in person. Hopefully I can avoid contact with her. If I see her, I'll just say, "See you on June 30th" or whatever. Um, yeah. Yeah, it really is a bad idea to watch one of the greatest films of all times with the girl who just broke your heart. But you have to do it for the love of film and for the love of the $15 of a movie ticket that we paid. Um, but yeah, tomorrow I'll be Tova will be waking up super early to go to um CMD to the computer lab to download all the stuff. Uh, and I'll be bringing my laptop and hard drive and everything, and I will give her some of my footage. She'll give me some of hers, and that's pretty much the thing we're gonna do. And I guess we're gonna talk as well because might as well. Um, so that's basically the plan for tomorrow. Yeah, and then that's tomorrow. And then Friday, I don't know, but if I don't go to Ariel's shoot, then, or the shoot Ariel told me to go, then I will be meeting with Potter. Saturday, I will be going with Thomas. Sunday, I think I'll be going to church. Um, and next Monday, no idea. I think at some point next week I'll be going to AMC cinemas to watch Asteroid City by myself. And then the next weekend, I will start helping USC graduate thesis film Not Donkey Nor Horse, which magically stars Jim Lau, who is an actor who acted as the old guy in Cloud Busting. Oh my god, our paths cross again. So that's kind of awesome. Hopefully, I meet some interesting people on that set. You never know. I don't fucking know. I'm still recovering. Um, and that's pretty much it. Thomas called me for a little bit, and he said he's going to CSUN. So that's that. So he'll be going with Theo and Alba. And yeah, not much else. I don't know. I sort of like lost control of time and space and scheduling. Like I'm probably supposed to be doing something, but not doing it because I don't feel like doing it. Uh, yeah, I should probably edit the trailer to my short film and then work on the spendings Google spreadsheet, and then I'll watch a movie afterwards, and then I'm done. I'm glad I went to Westwood today. It's a good break. It was a very sunny day, really nice blue skies, cloudless, and that makes it even more depressing, honestly. Um, yeah, and I don't know when I'll return to YouTube, but now is definitely not the time. Um, yeah, and then of course there's the IEC stuff. I don't know why the fuck are they not reading my email. I emailed them 4 times about employment already. They're not reading. If I'm gonna email them once again tomorrow, if they still haven't responded tomorrow, and if not, then I'll probably literally go there on Friday in person just to ask them. And if I can't do this Friday, then I'll do it next Monday. But I will go there in person. And also, back to her. I guess I have to talk about her a little bit. I mean, I'm I'm planning June 30th as if it's like I'll never see her again, but really I'll be seeing her for the entire next semester, sadly. But hopefully as little contact as possible. And hopefully by then I would have moved on and recovered and, you know, moved on and recovered. Um, but yeah, June 30th will be the temporary goodbye, and then the end of next semester will be the real goodbye, I guess. Um, yeah. Yeah. Uh, I just, maybe it's a bad idea to give her a gift or something. Because I know she'll be like, nah, I'm not taking it. Uh, it's okay. I don't think I need to give her anything for her to remember me. I think she will remember me because this is such an emotionally raw thing, you know. I'll definitely remember her. Yeah. Yeah. All the could'ves and the would'ves. I really need to stop thinking about that. And really just move on. I mean, um, yeah. Um, and you know, I never found a girl like Mary ever again. But I ended up falling in love with a girl who isn't like Mary at all, and someone who I thought I would never fall in love with. Um, so the next time I fall in love with someone, I probably wouldn't expect it as well. And I hope it comes as fast as possible. But one thing for sure, like one great thing that came out of this love is that I realized that I'm not aromantic because for a long time I thought I am aromantic. But given that I love her so much, I cry about her like every day and I draw her and I write poems about her. Yeah, I don't think I'm aromantic. I think I'm over romantic actually. Um, I can be very aromantic, but once I find someone, I would be very over romantic. I'm just that kind of person. So at least that is reassuring. My brain is still working. My feelings and emotions are still there. Um, yeah, not much else. Not much else.